why you stay with the narc, start getting rid of your trauma bond. I explained the trauma bond in the previous video in this series, and now let's start getting rid of it. How to get rid of that trauma bond. I cover in detail how to get rid of your trauma bond in my online video series, From Codependent to Independent. I mentioned that in the last video. Go to the website, daviddclarkephd.com, Clarke with an E, to buy it. But here, I'm going to give you an outline of what to do to begin killing your trauma bond, at least getting you started. You need the video series for the whole package. It's well worth what you'll pay. For the price of one session with me, you can get 21 videos, hours of content that will really make a difference. A key point to know up front: if you aren't divorced from the narc yet, whether you're separated or not, now is not the time to work on your past unresolved traumas. It's not. The ones that happened before the narc and even the ones currently with the narc. This is hard, deep work, and you can't do it while working to get free of the narc. Your trauma recovery work on the wounds others and the narc have inflicted on you will take a huge amount of energy and make you vulnerable to the narc's continued attacks. The only plate you can spin now is getting free of the narc, separating and divorcing him. When I come across clients and I'm talking to them on phone advice and they're seeing a Christian therapist and they're in the middle of trying to get away from the narc and the therapist is having them do deep, personal, gut-wrenching trauma recovery work, I say, stop that. Find a new therapist. That's not what you need to be doing now. That will come after you get away from this dirtball, this narc. What you can do now, however, is to take action to weaken the trauma bond and empower yourself. That's what I want you to do. Action step number 1, start building your new life. The narc will hate all these actions I'm about to share with you about building your new life because he wants to control you and keep you dependent. Expect serious backlash and take these actions anyway because this is your future at stake. He cannot stop you from doing these things. Tell the narc nothing about your plans to leave him and divorce him. Now, he's not an idiot. He'll see all the assertive things you're starting to do. He'll smell a rat. When he asks you, and he will, are you planning to leave me? To divorce me? I see you doing this and doing that and doing the other. You answer, no, not at all. I have no plans to separate. I have no plans to divorce you. You lie like a rug. It's a Rahab lie. Read Judges. To protect yourself as you prepare to leave him, you will lie. We don't want him knowing. Tell him, I'm working to improve myself. I'm a grown woman. I've got my own issues and I want to have some independence. Yeah, you stay with that. That's partly true. What also is true, yes, I'm leaving you, but you don't tell him that. Okay, here's some ideas. More than ideas, steps. 1. And again, these steps will take time. 1, get a job if you don't have one. Work for someone else or do your own business, part-time or full-time. Don't tell me I'm homeschooling, I'm a mom, I have no skills. You need to get a job. This is America. You can get a job. Very important for your confidence and to have a war chest. You need your own money and for your independence. 2, get your own bank account with only your name on it. The narc will have a fit over both of these actions. Frankly, all of these. Too bad. Now, you will use some of your money, you'll tell the narc, to pay for family bills, but not all of it. If you do get a job, the narc will want to control that money, have his name on your account, and spend it all, leaving you, even though you have a job, with nothing. You're not going to allow that. You need your own money to pay your attorney and set up your new life. It will give you independence and confidence and options. And also, you can use your bank account and you ask other people, and you're not in any way apologizing for this. Church, pastor, friends, family, coworkers. It's like a GoFundMe account. You're going to take their money. These aren't loans. These are gifts, and you'll pad that account. It's your escape money, your war chest. 3, get your own credit card and build your credit. This whole country works on credit. You need credit. My dear parents who are in heaven now always paid. They didn't use credit cards very much, and they paid in cash for everything. And they had plenty of money. You know what? It came time to buy a car or a home, and they had no credit. They were in trouble. Well, that's ridiculous. You need to build credit. That's how our system works. 4, get all the financial information. You need to know where the money is. Tax returns, investments, assets, debts, insurance. Do this as much as you can on the QT, but if the narc finds out, you don't apologize. You tell the narc, look, I need this information. I'm not leaving you, even though you are. I need this. What if you drop dead today? I don't know anything. If he fights you, you find that information anyway. You call your financial advisor and say, look, I have a right to know. I need the information. 5, get a support team in place. This will take some time too. Family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, a women's Bible study, a pastor, if you have a supportive pastor. Tell these people the truth about the narc. You've kept the secret for far too long. Tell them to go nowhere near the narc. They're never to go near it. No confronting at all. That'll tip your hand. Waste of time anyway. Find a local pastor who will support you 100% as you leave. It may not be your current pastor, okay? When you leave, that's the church you're going to go to. Now, with these steps to build your own life, you are defining yourself, creating the new you, creating distance from the narc, creating your own life, taking a big bite out of your trauma bond, strengthening yourself, moving from codependency to independency. If that isn't a word, it should be independency. That's what you want. Action step number 2. And action step number 2 is what I focus on to a great degree in my online video series, From Codependent to Independent. But action step number 2 is fight back against the narc's abuse. It's time to fight back in specific and strategic ways against the narc and all the different ways he abuses you. You will not be silent any longer. You will not tolerate and enable his abuse any longer. You will not try to hide his abuse from the kids any longer. You will not allow the narc to turn your kids against you any longer. You will get your voice back. You will get stronger and stronger. You will let your kids see you fighting back against the narc. Vitally important. They've got to know and see you fighting. Your kids will see a different mom, an assertive mom who stands up for herself and them, a mom they can respect, trust, and follow. And you want your kids to follow you right out of this home. And that's part of the process of healing and fighting your trauma bond. In front of your children and in private with them, you'll expose the narc's abuse, reveal and correct his lies about you, and show them the truth about the narc and about you and about what God says about the abuse. Now, part of fighting back is dealing with the narc's vicious backlash to your new assertiveness. Oh, he is going to hate it. Dealing with his counterattacks will strengthen you and get you ready to deal with him in the separation and divorce. If you think it's going to be bad now, once you leave him and once you're in a divorce process, vicious. So this is getting you ready to deal with him. Now, my entire detailed plan of fighting back against the narc and his abuse is in that online video series, From Codependent to Independent. You need that series. I did it for you, anyone who's living with a narc. In this video series, I show you exactly how to respond to all the ways the narc abuses you. My plan won't eliminate your trauma bond, but it will weaken it significantly and get you and your kids free from the narc. And then after you've divorced him, after you're done, your new life is going along, that's when you will clean out all the traumas you've been through from a position of safety and strength and independency. Now, wiping out your trauma bond is a process. It won't happen overnight. It will take months. I'm not a fan of these quick therapies, eye movement, really rapid. That's not how we change in the Christian life or in emotional healing. It will take some time. You won't be perfect at my plan. You'll win some battles. You'll lose some. Okay. But you will win more and more as you get stronger and stronger. The narc won't change. You will change. You will go from a trauma-bonded, codependent victim to a healthy, assertive, independent victor who is bonded to God, herself, her kids, and other people that love you and that you can trust. You will no longer be bonded in any way to the narc, in any way. So here are 2 resources to guide you to getting rid of your trauma bond and getting rid of the narc. If you aren't divorced yet, get my video series, From Codependent to Independent. I mentioned this several times. 21 things you must do before leaving your narcissist, small n. In my plan, narcissist is always spelled with a small n. 2, if you are divorced, get my book, I Didn't Want a Divorce, Now What? This is to heal from all the traumas you've been through now that you're divorced. Clean them all out and get a reset in your life. All these resources are on the website, davideclarkephd.com. That's Clarke with an E. Now,